Coming up is part 1 of the course from makethattrack.com. As a member of our website, you get access to all the links, presets, samples and loops, and also project files, including MIDI, for all the tutorials on the site. Enjoy this free tutorial and be sure to check us out at makethattrack.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to our Ableton Trance tutorial. In this video we're just going to be setting up our project and setting up a basic drum rhythm within a drum rack. So the first thing we're going to set up with our project is our tempo. And we're going to be working with 145 BPMs. So let's go ahead and adjust that in the top left from 128 up to 145. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a custom folder so we can pull our samples and our presets and our MIDI from it more easily into the project. So let's go over here to the left and click on Add Folder. And it's going to pop up this box here for us to navigate to the folder that we want to go to. So I'm just going to go into our Trance here. And the folder that I've put all of our samples in is called Assets. So I'm going to click on that folder and then choose OK. Now it's going to pop up here on the side. We can click on that and we have all of our MIDI, our presets, and our samples that we're going to be using for this project. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with drums is we're going to set up a drum rack. And what this is going to allow us to do is tie a bunch of different audio clips to different pads so that we can use a MIDI score editor or a MIDI clip in order to write in a drum beat. So if we wanted to get a MIDI track in here, we can just right click on the right side here and choose Insert MIDI Track. That's going to insert a blank MIDI track here. And now to get the drum rack in here, all you have to do is go on the left here to Instruments and then choose the drum rack and drag that down into the track. Okay, and that's going to pop up a blank drum rack here at the bottom. And this is just a bunch of pads here that are empty that we can drag and drop audio onto. So let's go ahead to our samples folder within the assets. And we're going to get a kick. And we'll get an open hi-hat, drag that down. And then we'll grab a snare. It's going to be a 909 snare. And then we'll get a clap. We'll drag our clap down. And then a closed hi-hat. Okay, so now that these pads have been assigned to different audio clips, I can click on the play button to play these sounds. And I can also press the corresponding note on my MIDI keyboard. So kick was tied to C1. So if I press C1 on my keyboard, it will play the kick sound. Another thing we can do with this is create a MIDI clip and start creating a drum beat by using MIDI. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this drum rack that we just created because I already have one set up. If I click on that, you can see it just has these same 5 samples in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to highlight an area here. And we're going to right click and choose Insert MIDI Clip. And it's going to create a blank MIDI clip for us here. And then I can double click on this to open up the clip view. Now as we can see on the left, all of our samples are tied to different notes on the piano. And if I want to get a note on the board here, all I have to do is double click. So let's start out with our kick. Okay, and I can highlight these and then hold Control or Command and drag them to duplicate. Okay, and then we'll create some claps here. We'll have those on every other beat. Okay, and then we'll have our open hi-hat on the upbeat. So we'll have that alternating with our kick here. And then we'll create a bit of a driving rhythm with our closed hat here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 4 closed hats per beat here. And then for each second one, I'm going to bring the volume down by holding Alt or Option and then clicking and dragging on the note. I'm just going to lower the volume here. Okay, and now once I have that set, I'm going to select all of these and then Control or Command and D to duplicate. All right, so now that we have our beat written in, we can double click on the drum rack track here to go back to our drum rack device. And we can adjust the volumes of our instruments if necessary. So So if I wanted to make our open hat a little bit louder, I could click and drag on this volume option here on the right, once that pad is selected. Or we could adjust our claps and our closed hats. We can also adjust the panning if we want to as well, which is right to the left of the volume control. All right, and to finalize this kit, let's just drag a crash into an empty audio channel here. And if we want to create an audio channel, it's the same way as a MIDI. Just right-click and choose Insert Audio Track. Okay, so I'm just going to drag in the crash sample down into our crash track. And if I want to loop our main drum rhythm, I can just click and drag on the right here of the clip and drag it and it will loop for us. Okay, and that's going to do it for our basic drum beat. In the next video, we're going to be setting up a few instruments for our track.
We hope you've enjoyed part 1 of this course. To continue, please go to the website and select a membership to suit your needs. Welcome to MakeThatTrack.com. At Make That Track, we provide everything you need to make your favourite style of music from start to finish. Our Getting Started series will show a complete beginner where to start and what they need to do to start making music out of the box. Once the basics are grasped, you can learn how to make the genre of your choice with everything that you need in the process. Want to know how to make that elusive sound from your favourite producer's tracks? Check out our How to Make That Sound tutorials. We take the guesswork out and show you exactly what you need to do to get that sound within a few simple steps. With tips on arrangement, mixing, mastering and effects, you'll have everything you need to prepare your tracks to send to a record label and to play in the clubs. Get everything you need to make the music you love today.